The Art and Industry of Business and Living podcast, discussing conscious choices around business, money, life and living, and creating a greater future for you and the planet. Hey everyone, welcome to the Art and Industry of Business and Living. My name's Simone Milasas and I am here with Lauren Marie.
Hello.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
So what we're going to talk about today is something that I think comes up for a lot of people, and it's something that people don't actually desire to talk about that much. I mean, if you look at social media, it's all about how wonderful their life is and how wonderful their day is, and how many people actually talk about those days where you wake up and go, what's it all for? What am I doing?
Or you wake up and you want to put the pillow over your head and roll over and not actually get up.
And go back to sleep and start a new day. So it's like the last 2 days, there's been a lot of change happening in my world and around me with access consciousness that we work with, and just a few different things at, home, etc. And I hate to say it, but I'm one of those people who likes my ducks in a row. And you've had twins.
I think it's funny because the ducks have long since flown the coop.
I know, you said to me yesterday, my ducks weren't in a row ever since I had 2 ducks.
Yeah, exactly. They're never in a row.
So, but if you're like me and you actually like your ducks in a row, and when something, in Australia we say, a spanner got thrown into it, so into the mix.
Yeah.
So it mixes everything up. And one of the things I've recognized in the last 2 days is I don't seem to have this awareness of the future, and people keep asking me questions about what's happening in the future, and I'm like, I don't know. It's like I have an awareness of something that can occur, and yet I don't have this cognitive idea of what that's going to be. And one of the things I was looking at is one of the classes we do in Access Consciousness is Choice of Possibilities, which Gary and Dane currently do, Gary Douglas and Dane here, the co-creators and founders of Access Consciousness. And Brendan, my partner, and I, coming into next year, we'll start to do these classes. And yesterday I was looking at these videos that were about choice of possibilities, in really looking at choice and how every choice you make creates something different. And say, from everything, from this morning even, it's like, I was really busy and have all these things on, and I have Pilates at 9:00. And I almost went, I just won't go to Pilates.
Yeah.
What choice will that create? And I was like, you know what, Simone, get in the car and go to Pilates. It's for an hour, go to Pilates. And it was great and I loved it, but what choice does that create?
Right.
And it's like, how often do we start to look at the choices we make and what they actually create?
Well, I think it's funny that you're even saying that you're having a hard time perceiving the future when people are asking you questions, because most people don't even consider that a thing that anyone does. When you're like, I can't, it's like foggy for me for 2 days. And it's like, people don't actually walk around looking at things like that.
Well, what I started to look at was, it has this sense to me like there's this multiplicity of futures available.
Yeah.
And there's so much that the universe has on offer. And now my dog has just come on board to this podcast. Welcome, Max. So if you can hear heavy breathing, it's not Lauren.
It's not me panting in the background, I promise.
But if you look at the multiplicity of choices that are available, and to me, it's like the universe has so much to offer, and we've already stepped into so much beyond what most people would, like beyond this reality, and yet the universe is going, do you get this is the tip of the iceberg?
Well, the crazy thing is, it's like the predictable future is gone. But to me, it's like everything that I'm asking for is showing up so much more quickly now. So I'm working on just like doing the, when you go down a roller coaster, whee! What if it could be like a fun wild ride instead of like a, and trying to get everything sorted out in a predictable way, because it's not possible.
Yeah, which is the ducks.
Yeah.
There is no predictable ducks.
But this has been my reality for the last 2 years since my twins were born. Like anything predictable is gone. Like I really, we like today, we have a schedule-ish. We're very lenient on the schedule, but we like them to, eat and sleep and poo and like regular things. And they didn't want to sleep today. Like they just jumped up and down and screamed and played and for like an hour, and they just didn't want to sleep. So it was like, okay, now what? There goes that time that we normally have to ourselves.
So what are some of the tools or questions that you would use in a situation like that?
It's literally, okay, what else? Like, now what? I mean, it's so in the moment, you just have to sort of fly by the seat of your pants and choose something else. Like that option's gone. The kids are not sleeping. Like, in that moment, sleep is gone. So what else? And it's like that for anything though. Like when I've tried to plan something for a class or in business too, it's like the same thing. When it doesn't seem to be coming together with ease, what else? Okay, what else? What else is possible here? What have I not even considered? Like, and when just asking those questions, as you know, starts to open up the door for something else that maybe, I mean, something totally different could show up.
Yeah. And one of the things we talk about in Access Consciousness, it's like destroying and uncreating everything that you've decided something is and it should be. Like your day with the kids. And it's like, okay, so this is not going according to quote unquote plan. So if I destroyed and uncreated everything that I thought today was supposed to be, what could I actually choose? Which then it does come back to choice.
Yeah.
And one of the tools that we talk about in Access as well is living in 10-second increments.
Yeah.
And it's one of the first tools you learn when you go to a class. And I've got to say, in the last 48 hours, I have been using that tool like I've never used it before.
Yeah.
It's like, and so what it is 10-second increments. It's like if you had 10 seconds to live the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Yeah.
And you start choosing things based on 10-second increments. So you're not waking up and trying to plan out your whole entire day or your whole entire week or your whole entire month or your year, etc. You're literally going, okay, as Lauren said before, what next?
What next?
And start with the basic things. Like if you get up in the morning and you always have a coffee, literally stop and go, okay, do I actually desire a coffee? Does my body desire a coffee? Or am I just doing this because it's ritual? Am I just doing this because I did it yesterday and I've done it every day for the past 10 years? What would you like to choose today if you chose in 10-second increments, if you had that freedom to have a choice every 10 seconds?
And I think there's a big difference between that and not planning anything. Like, it's like you still look at your schedule, you still plan things for the future, you still schedule things, you still create things that are, next year or even further, 5, 10, you're still looking at creation past the 10 seconds, but you're living in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I see people when they don't want to get this confused, because it's like people make a choice, and then when you make that choice, when you turn that choice into a decision, that's when you get stuck, and that's when you cut off the multiplicity of choices, the infinite possibilities, because it's just, I look at it like a tree, and each time you make a choice, there's another branch with a whole lot of leaves off that, or a whole lot of branches and leaves off that. Every time you choose another one, a whole lot more branches and leaves. It's like, if next time you look at a tree, have a look, and every single one of those leaves is a different choice and a different possibility. And you've decided that your life has to go down this one track, or, have you decided that you're too young, or you're too old, or you live in the wrong place, or you didn't get the right education, or you got too much education and not enough, work experience, or whatever that is. It's like, what if you didn't allow that to run your life and your choices, and you actually woke up today and asked, if I was choosing to create my reality, what would I choose?
And it's great with our topic, crankiness, getting out of the bad day or whatever. It's like, if you had 10 seconds to live, if you knew you were going to die in 10 seconds, would you really be cranky?
Yeah, no.
Like, or would you be like, wow,
yeah,
10, not, oops, I spent 3 of those seconds.
Wasting
that's
and counting.
I'm going to enjoy the last, 5 seconds I have.
And in the other way too, what if you had 100 years to live? What if you had 500 years to live?
Yeah.
Would what you're getting upset about now mean anything?
Right.
It's like, no.
No.
It's like, so, and how many points of view and feelings do you have, and are you currently functioning from, that aren't even yours?
But you know what I think is really cool about having a cranky day in what we do with Access? There's no right or wrongness about it. Like, and what if you just
enjoyed it, and
enjoyed the bleep out of being super cranky? Like, because that's the cool thing. Because I know before I just did Access, I did other things. It was all about feeling good and positive thinking, which is completely different than...
And not allowing you that,
Yeah, and so you had to like think yourself into a positive feeling or emotion, and if you were like thinking negative things, then like bad things would show up, and so you live in this like sort of fear of like, oh my god, I had a bad thought, like something bad is going to show up, and it's like, well, really? Or is there like, what if you were just an allowance of, okay, I'm really cranky, like I'm gonna indulge and enjoy being really cranky.
And it's sort of like this delusional state. If you think that, every day is going to be, just
Sunshine,
fine and dandy,
roses.
sunshine and rainbows, and it's like, The mantra of Access Consciousness is all of life comes to me with ease, joy and glory, which I absolutely love, because it's not about like every day is just wonderful and it wakes up and there's rainbows and sunshines and unicorns and everything's magic. It's like, no, some days are really crap.
Yeah.
Some days you wake up and you go, what the hell? What happened here?
Yeah.
So all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. It's like, say it 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night. Say it whenever there's something funky going on for you, and see if something starts to change. Because the thing is about this, what you're asking for is ease, joy and glory with everything. The good, the bad and the ugly.
Yeah.
It's like not just asking for only good days. And it's like sometimes things hit you in business and life that are not the easiest to deal with. Okay, so what would it take for me to have something available here that's going to create more ease for me today?
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw in the clearing statement here from Access Consciousness. And then what you can end it with is everything that is times a godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, if you just went, what the hell did she just say? You can check out, for a great explanation, our friend Dr. Dane here on theclearingstatement.com. So, but basically what the clearing statement is about is going to the point of creation and the point of destruction of all of those thoughts, feelings, limitations, judgments, all the that you've created around something, and create a fixed point of view so that you can actually change it. So it's about changing the energy and changing your point of view. So right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. And if you can't remember it all, just say all that stuff that those weird ladies said on the radio, or POC and POD. But check it out, theclearingstatement.com. And if you want to check out Access too, accessconsciousness.com. So, how do you get out of a bad day?
Yeah.
What else have we got here?
So we've done 10 second increments. We've done indulge.
We've also done a
enjoy.
glass of wine.
Wine is good.
When in doubt, drink it out.
I'm just very pragmatic when it comes to this. Like I have twin 2-year-olds, and they have they're like the weather. There's storms that roll through. They have days that are all storm and no sun, where I just go back to bed and come back when you're, happier. So they don't have a point of view about, well, I should be in a better mood. They just aren't.
Yeah.
And
I'm cranky.
That's just what is.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, how do you work with that? What do you do? So I've learned when they wake up from their nap, they're usually grumpy. So I just pop on a movie that they really love, and I put them there with their, blankets and their bottles, and turn on the movie, and I just leave them there. Like I don't go, out, but I leave the
People
room.
are now like, who's this?
Yes.
Where does she live? We're calling
I just leave them.
Social Security. Yeah.
No, I don't go far, but I just give them some space, because there's really nothing else that makes it better for them, and it's really not fun to be around them. So I just do that because I know that it usually sort of works, and then about 5-10 minutes later, they seem to snap out of it. They come around and they want to play and whatever. So I've learned to be very pragmatic when it comes to other people's cranky moods. And when you're a parent, and you have a cranky mood, you learn that your kids still need stuff. You just have to get over it. You sort of have to move on.
But one of the things that that I'd like to talk about that you're bringing up in a roundabout way too is allowance.
Yeah.
And it is the willingness to be in allowance of whoever you're choosing to live with, whether it's your kids, your partner, your flatmate, etc. And, you're in allowance of your kids being cranky. You're not sort of yelling at them get out of the crank. It's like, hey, let me put a favourite movie on, give you a blanket, a bottle, and I'm going to go over here.
Yeah.
So you're not buying into it and you're not trying to fix it. Yeah. And I get that this is really important to have a look at. My partner, Brendan Watt, he always says to me, he's so grateful when he's in a funky mood, because I don't come out going, what can I do? What can I do? What do you need? Can I fix you? Can I do this? And da-da-da. I always just probably say once, hey, is there anything I can get for you? Is there anything I can do for you? And he's like, no, I'm right. And then I leave him and give him space, which women out there listening, if you don't realise, men definitely need space, okay? Hankering over them and saying, what do you need? What do you need? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Have I done something wrong? Is never going to create something greater. It's like, just give people space. But that's also for your kids. I mean, I've got, Nash, my son, and Brendan, partner, husband, enjoyable other, whatever you want to call him. And the three of us in this house all require space. Yeah. And we're all really honouring of that. I mean, quite often, Nash will come home and he'll literally want to spend the whole afternoon or the whole weekend in his bedroom sometimes, just playing his video games and doing what he wants to do, and not having that place where you have to come out here and mingle, you have to do this. And then there's other times we'll travel and we'll all hang out together, but just allowing people the choice, there's that word again, the big C word, the choice to choose to have the space and be on your own and be an allowance of that. Because guess what? It's not you. And it's like people get so concerned thinking, oh my God, I did something wrong. It must be me. It's like, no.
But the last time you were in a bad mood and someone wanted you to come out of it, did it make you
No, you wanted
better?
To throw punch.
It's like, it doesn't make it better. It makes you want to really be upset and actually kill them.
Yeah, so kick a wall, throw something, do something like that. Yeah. So what if you could be for other people what you desire for people to be with you, and what if that was an invitation to create something greater?
And for yourself too, just having that allowance of wow, today is a shit day, cool, okay, what do I need to get done anyway? And it's I always look at too, sometimes I just I really don't enjoy doing taxes. I'm just gonna say it. I know it has to be done. I don't.
That's so odd. I think a lot of people out there listening are like, "Wow, Lauren, that's so weird."
I love doing taxes.
Love
what
taxes.
Are you talking about? But I've made a commitment to myself to get it done anyway, and every time I have to kick my own butt and make myself do it. And I've sort of done this. I've been treating myself like my kids. Okay, what would make this happier for me, or make it, at least let me get it done? So I'm I trust, this is another tool, I trust myself in knowing when I'm good at doing stuff, which is morning, not night. By the end of the night, I'm I don't even want to think. Or,
I can have a bath. That's about it.
That's, give me a glass of wine and just turn on the TV or something so I can turn my mind, or go for a walk on the beach or something. I'm not going to do my taxes at night. I will fall asleep. So I know that about myself. So I work with that. I'm okay, so where can I carve out time in the morning? Or in the middle of the day, I'll be cool, I'm going to set this time aside to do my taxes, and I'm going to have a margarita. Or I'm going to go do it.
That makes taxes fun.
Yeah, or I'm going to go do it at a nice restaurant, and sit, but weird things like that where it actually becomes not miserable. So that I will actually be willing to do it, because who wants to do miserable stuff? Nobody. So, but I've looked at ways of making it easier, making it more fun, or getting other people to do it, and just getting it done, even when it sucks. It's but the payoff, having it completed, or moving forward or whatever. And I look at okay, well, what is this stopping me from creating? I'm not gonna be able to buy a house if I don't file taxes, and I want to buy a house. So is it worth it? Yeah. Am I gonna do it? Yeah. Is it gonna suck? Probably.
But that's what we spoke about too. It's what choice can you make today that's creating your future?
Yeah.
And it's every single choice, back to that, every single choice has such a multiplicity of things that can show up for you. Yeah. So you've got to look at what choice you're making today. I mean, Sarah, a friend of ours, she was saying when I was didn't know if I wanted to go to Pilates or not. I was, I've got so much work on. Mm-hmm. And she's yeah, but you know what? Thinking about Pilates in the gym doesn't create anything with your body.
That's true.
It's you actually got to go.
Yeah, it does help.
So you got to do your taxes to get the tax returns to actually, get a loan from the bank. And it's all this reality stuff. And the one thing I would like to say and, sort of leave you guys with here too is it's not buying into this reality and making it real, and knowing how to use this reality to your advantage. Yeah. Using this reality to your advantage is knowing, get your tax returns done so that you can, apply for, a bank loan to get a house, and be smart about it too. It's like, I was talking to someone the other day because their taxes were low and they were like, oh, we're looking at, investing in real estate. So then, making that their tax returns are high. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't want to sort of go like, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Banks don't want to see that. They want to see up,
Steady,
up, steady growth. They don't want to know the story. They don't want to know anything that's going on. Yeah. They just want to see the paperwork that looks good so that they can give you a loan and you can create your life and your living. It's that simple. Yeah. So what choices could you make today that would create a future that you actually know is possible? Beyond what you've decided is possible and what people project at you as possible.
I have one more tool. When you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, who does it belong to?
Good
because
tool.
How many people around you are in a funk?
Yeah, I mean, my funk started yesterday and it was Sunday.
So how many
and
people
I went, Sunday, bloody Sunday, the U2 song.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they wrote it, they weren't writing about, they were writing about something completely different. But if you look at Sundays, especially in Australia, in, Queensland, it's like, everyone's had these big nights on Friday, Saturday night. Now they've got to go back to work on Monday and they've got this like, Sunday, bloody Sunday sort of attitude. And that's what I know I was picking up on. So in Monday morning, have a look next time Monday morning. What's your energy like? And it's like, have you brought other people's point of view? Are you, bitching and complaining about work where you might even like your job?
Yeah.
Yeah. So ask, who does this belong to? And if it lightens up, it's not yours.
Send it back.
Yeah.
And like getting a bad thing in the mail, you don't have to know who it belongs to. You just write return to sender.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to get, oh my God, this is Aunt Betty's, points of view. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's usually not yours anyway. Literally 99% of your thoughts, feelings and emotions are not yours. 99% of your thoughts, feelings and emotions are not yours. Did you hear me? 99% of your thoughts, feelings and emotions are not yours. So ask, who does this belong to? If it lightens up, not yours. So hopefully this helps you with Lauren Marie and Simone Milasas, turning your crappy day into something a little bit more inspiring and exciting, knowing that there is a greater future available. So check us out. Where can people find you, Lauren?
MeetLaurenMarie.com.
MeetLaurenMarie.com. And also you've got a website for your twins, don't you?
You can find my twins on Facebook or Instagram. We are Twin Magic.
We are Twin Magic. And that's right, you just got a book out too, didn't you? An author.
Yeah, it's The Energy of Magic.
Nice. And you've got an awesome chapter in there I read about, having your twins, which we might have you back on one day and we can talk about that too.
Cool.
And if you want to find me anywhere, it's SimoneMilasas.com and it's SimoneMilasas.com or accessconsciousness.com to find brilliant people all across the world that can...
Access Joy of Business.
Access Joy of Business, exactly. Access Joy... There's lots of websites. But we'll be talking to you soon. And Lauren, I'd love to have you back on again soon sometime.
Thank you, Simone. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.